Hey guys, Peter here to tell you about the latest from Spirit Adrift, 20 Centuries Gone, out August 19th on Century Media Records. This EP has 8 tracks, 37 minutes in length, and this is the band's 4th EP. They are an American doom heavy metal band. Now you have this a compilation in your hands because that's really what this is, more than an EP, is a compilation of 8 very different songs, 2 of them brand new tracks, 6 of them covers, all of them with different influences, with different soundscapes, with different traits, with different aromas to them. But they also have the Spirit Adrift DNA in every single one of them. I mean, that's a given. It would be impossible to put this together without it. I mean, after all, it is their record. So that DNA, those traits, those specific elements that they give to their sound, to their music, are going to be the elements that are going to bring these 8 tracks under one single umbrella. So you have a record here that on one hand feels like a compilation because there's a sense of individuality across all 8 songs, the 2 brand new tracks and the 6 covers, but there is also a feeling of continuity that exists from the first all the way to the last song because you can find the commonalities across each and every single one of them. It's not a record that offers a journey. After all, it is an EP, it is a compilation. But I think if you look really deep, you can find some sort of a path, but it's not the natural path that you would find on a record. Here's more of a history style path. You can see the influences of the band, you can see the growth in their sound and what drove their growth from their first ever EP that they released to this last EP. Everything is really well represented. Is represented into the 2 new songs that they created for this release, and is represented in the songs that they chose to pick as covers to include in this EP. So everything about this EP pulls you in 2 different directions. It brings you together because it is a Spirit Adrift release, and it pulls you apart because they all have their own DNA, they all have their own fingerprint. And then throughout this movement, this coming and going, this expanding and contracting, you can see the band's history, you can see their legacy and everything that they have done, like I said, from that first EP to now this latest release. Now, as far as these 8 songs are concerned, the EP starts off with Sorcerer's Fate. This is one of the brand new tracks. I love this song because it showcases the past of the band and the present of the band as far as sound is concerned. You see some old school like doom elements, like Black Sabbath influences on this track, and then you also find some more classic heavy metal sound, some Iron Maiden influences as well coming in together. So it's a track that has a little bit of 2 different worlds. It has the world of Spirit Adrift at the beginning, and it has the world of Spirit Adrift as of now. So I like this song because of this blend, showcasing that you can have growth, not just from record to record, but you could have growth within one single track. A song that has great melody, the guitar sound throughout the entire song is phenomenal. It gives you this epic feel, specifically with the more melodic side of the track really fills in the room. It really gives you this melodic vibe that expands, that makes it larger than life. It still has heaviness, it still has chunkiness to it. It has this ability to just create movement, not just between verses and chorus, but even within the verses and the chorus. There's always volatility within this track. You're never really sure where the ball is going to go, where is it going to stop. So it's a track that's always moving, always evolving. I love the vocals as well. Adding some reverb on the vocals works really well, giving an old school style approach, an old school feel that the song already had it musically, but now you're adding it vocally, allows everything to come together really well, making the song feel melodic and dark at the exact same time. Next you have Mass Formation Psychosis. This is the other brand new track from Spirit Adrift, and this is a much different track, perhaps more of an old school track as far as the band is concerned. It has that heavy Black Sabbath influence to it. Sounds like an old school doom track, a lot of fuzz, a lot of distortion. It sounds grimy, it grinds you down, it moves slowly, it has some heaviness towards the end. The track really expands on that heaviness as it moves along, but it's a song that feels solid, that feels robust. The fuzziness is phenomenal at the start, the heaviness is phenomenal at the end. The vocals kind of balance out this entire journey, and it's a song that stays more consistent within itself. Like I said, feels more like an old school Spirit Adrift song. It doesn't bring as much of their new sound into the mix. They left that for Sorcerer's Fate. Then you have 6 covers. All of these have their own DNA, obviously, but they all have the Spirit Adrift sound as well. and you're gonna get Everything Dies by Typo Negative, you're gonna get Hollow by Pantera, you're gonna get Escape by Metallica, Waiting for an Alibi, Thin Lizzy, then you have Nasty Dogs and Funky Kings, ZZ Top, and Poison Whiskey, Lynyrd Skynyrd. So as you can see, it's a wide variety of covers, a wide variety of sounds, a wide variety of influences. Out of these covers, I want to mention 2 songs for different reasons. First of all, I want to mention Hollow. This Pantera cover is phenomenal. My favorite of all of them. When I look at all 6 covers, this one stands out. Just sounds so good. It sounds perfect. It sounds like there was a song that was written for Spirited Drift in terms of how they put together and how they delivered it. I just find it phenomenal track. It still sounds like the original. It still feels like the original, but has a little bit of extra darkness that the original didn't have. It just feels different. It just feels a little bit more dirty, feels a little bit more grimy, feels a little bit more sinister, and I love this cover because of it. The other song that I want to mention as far as covers are concerned is Escape by Metallica. I enjoy this cover, but I think that there was a better song for them to include in this EP. In my opinion, this track kind of gives you a little bit of a taste. It leaves you a little bit of a teaser, if you will, but Creeping Death should have been the song on this release, should have been the cover of Metallica that they chose to go with. All the attributes of that track fits really well into who Spirited Drift is, and I think it would be more of a departure from the original if they tried to go down that road than what they did with Escape, even though Escape is still a great cover and I really like the sound of it. And that's the thing about the sound on all these 6 covers. They're all different songs, they all have different starting points, they all have different influences, but they were able to create a very interesting sonic experience that stays somewhat consistent from track to track. So while they're all different, they all also sound very similar to one another, which brings the whole release together under one single umbrella, like I mentioned at the beginning of this review. So phenomenal job by Spirited Drift. 20 Centuries Gone, a little bit of a celebration of the band, of everything they've done, and the bands that influenced them in one single album, or in this case, a single EP. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the singles, on the new tracks, on the covers. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.